Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity of Kona. Let's let's start the service today with a moment of prayer. So just get comfortable where you are. Maybe close your eyes if that makes you feel a little more centered and grounded. And let's just think about as we're going into the Christmas season and the end of the year, about what we're ending, what we're beginning, what we're grateful for, what we're excited to see happen next year. And just thank Spirit for the wonderful opportunities we have to enjoy this world and this place, to be so privileged to live in these beautiful islands. So it is. Amen. Welcome, and thank everybody for being here today. My name is Patrick. I am going to be platforming for you today. Uncle Jim was not available today, so I am filling in with my mini hats again. So thank you all so much for being here. And if you would not mind, if you please stand, we'll read this month's new affirmation, the new affirmation for the month of December, which is peace on earth. So if you'll say it together with me, please. I am a vessel of peace, radiating love and serenity to all corners of the earth. And here at Unity of Kona, we have a vision of a world family of oneness, peace, and love, with a mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. And if you'll stay standing, we are going to sing our opening song, which is Hawaii's Wonderland. Dottie is going to play for us. So we could have some singers to come help us out up here. We'll go ahead and get this started. Or maybe it'll just be me and Dondi. A duet. We'll all sing together. Hold on, let me get this.
Yeah, since it's Hawaii, I can't sing Winter Wonderland. So Hawaii's Wonderland, it's the same as singing that Winter Wonderland. Same kind of song. So guitar sing, are you listening?
Everywhere palm trees glisten, a beautiful land, Christmas is grand, walking in Hawaii's Wonderland. Balmy days, no confusion, flowers gay in profusion, and happiness glows and everywhere shows, it's Christmas in Hawaii's Wonderland. Tell you stories by the hours, telling of all the customs here. Tradition weaves a lovely way of flowers, and aloha is the way of love and cheer. Christmas night, candles gleaming in a church, children beaming. Bright holy light is with us tonight. It's Christmas in Hawaii's Wonderland. We would tell you stories by the hours, telling of all the customs here. Tradition weaves a lovely lay of flowers, and aloha is the way of love and cheer. Christmas night, candles gleaming in a church, children beaming. Christ's holy light is with us tonight. It's Christmas in Hawaii's Wonderland. It's Christmas in Hawaii's Wonderland. All right. Thank you so much, Dondi. And while you're all standing, just take a couple of minutes to say hello to your neighbor, and just take a minute of fellowship. It's so great to see you all here today. If you're joining us online, feel free to send us a message. We'd love to greet you. It's always so great to be able to get together and catch up after a week. Everybody's always so excited to see each other. Okay. So now's the time in our service when we welcome any guests and visitors. So if you are new to our church or you haven't been here in a while, please feel free to stand. Let us know your name and where you're from so we can properly greet you. All right. Hey, welcome. What's your name? Ray. Okay, welcome. All right, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here today. Okay, and we love to welcome all of our guests and visitors, online or in person, with a great big aloha and God bless you. And thank you so much for being here. Now's the time in our service where we do our daily word, and I have asked Roger to come up and read it for me. Let's give him a warm welcome, please. Thank you so much.
You got it. The daily word today is on hope and faith. My hope leads me to deepen in faith. As Advent season begins, I feel a quickening, a renewal deep within me as I embark upon the spiritual journey leading to Christmas. Over the year, I may have hoped for lasting peace, greater love, or abiding joy. But as I have grown spiritually, I have learned to look for these things within, to claim them as aspects of my divine identity. Once I do that, I will begin to see them manifest in my life. Faith is how I begin to bring my hopes to life. Like my other divine gifts, I always have faith. It's up to me to decide how to use it. When I choose to believe that peace will blanket the earth, love will heal our hearts, and joy will bring harmony to the world's people, I am using the power of my faith to bring those visions to vivid life. As it says in the book of John, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it.
Thank you so much, Roger. Much appreciated. And now, if you wouldn't mind in joining me in saying the affirmation from today's daily word together. My hope leads me to deepen in faith. Thank you so much. So now just take a moment and just get yourself, nope, not there yet. There's so much new stuff going on for the season. So now we are going to do our Advent candle lighting. So I believe we have Chris and Clyde is going to be our Advent family this month. Excuse me. So if I could ask them to please come up, they'll do a reading and we'll light our candle. Set up here.
Good morning. Hope and faith. This is the beginning of the Advent season. It is the time when we focus on the birth of the light of the Christ in us. This is our time to prepare our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our spirit for the great feast of Christmas, having hope and faith that all things work together for good. We have faith that transforms hope into the life we live. We light the first candle of the Advent wreath for hope and faith. We affirm the highest and best for all humanity with the hope and faith of a child.
Let us pray. Father, Mother, God, great Spirit of truth, during this time of Advent, let us be patient, loving, and giving towards ourselves and others. Remind us to take time for loved ones, to care for those who love and who love us grant that we align with the spiritual power of faith in us to grow hope into manifestation, creating a season of joyful celebration of love throughout our thoughts, words, and actions. Amen.
Thank you so much, Chris and Clyde. We'll be doing a reading for every week of Advent, so stay tuned for that. Now is the time in the service where we just ask you to get comfortable where you are. Ground your feet into the ground. Feel yourself relax in your seat. We're just going to visualize the sanctuary as a beautiful heart. Feel the loving energy of those around you flowing in and through you. See that loving energy expand out into our community, across our islands, into the world. If there are any events or circumstances in your life, or anyone you know needing prayer, see them in the center of this most beautiful heart. As together we say the prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. So it is. So now is the time in our service. We have some music, and we have a special musical guest. She is coming from Honolulu on Zoom. Her name is Jaylin. Jaylin is a singer, songwriter, and producer. As a performer, she has performed in world-renowned venues such as the Troubadour in Los Angeles and the Blue Note Hawaii with ukulele virtuoso Jake Shimabukuro. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry for butchering that name. When she's not writing, she's teaching songwriting and music theory at Honolulu Community College and at the Music and Entertainment Learning Experience program. So let's welcome Jaylin.
Aloha, everyone. Oh. Okay. Aloha, everyone. My name is Jaylin. Thank you so much for having me at Unity Kona. I wanted to share my version of Silent Night for you folks, and I wanted to sing it in 2 languages since we're in Hawaii. So I'm going to sing in the middle the Hawaiian version of the first verse, and if you would love to sing along with me, feel free to do so. Thank you. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Now the Hawaiian version. Hola ie, ho kamaho, maluhia, malama lama, kamakua hine aloha. back to the English. Round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Hold on. Let me do my thing. Okay. As you can tell, as I said earlier, I'm wearing many hats today. So I'm doing AV, I'm platforming, I'm singing, I'm doing a lot of stuff. Okay. So now's the time we get to introduce our guest speaker, which is somebody I know all right. She's a person I am familiar with. It's my wife, Kayla Harvey. Kayla is our board president, and she is also a local licensed therapist. Her talk today is going to be on, that is not the right thing, but her talk today is going to be on peace. Welcome, Kayla. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, we're going to go into meditation now. So he's going to get some music up for us to have in the background. And while that's happening, just find a place to relax. Let your body begin to relax in your chair. Shut your eyes if that feels good to you. Feel yourself begin to sink into place, resting and softening. Take a few deep breaths here. Relaxing in this place, bring your awareness into your heart. As you center and deepen within the chasm that is your heart, begin to see and feel a glow arising in this space, going within and getting further into this peace. You may see a waterfall of sparkling, flowing, shimmering light. Looking up, it seems to be flowing from the tip of your head all the way through your body, down your feet and into the earth. Feeling this warm glow within you, you feel a calm begin to arise. And you usher in more and more light as you see the flow expand. This light illuminates and removes all shadows it finds, blocking the light. As the stream of light grows ever wider, it covers more and more of your body until every cell is shimmering and sparkling with the flowing stream of light. It washes over you like this waterfall of peace. You are the glowing spiritual light. The feeling continues to expand as the light overflows. Light now emanates from you in gentle waves of peace, flowing in and out all those around you, creating a soothing vibration and making you the agent of peaceful change. Anchoring into the present moment, in this Christ consciousness, we know that all is well. We see it washing away the shadows of story and reviving our true divine nature. As you embody the peace of spirit, you know and see yourself fully becoming this agent of peace. Absorbing the light within, we know we can access this stream at any time. Knowing this, we focus our awareness back into our body, back into this space. Feel your seat in your chair. Feel yourself in this space and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms and legs if that feels good. Coming back into the present, we can open our eyes, returning whenever we're ready with this peace back with us. All right. Welcome to December 2023. Can you believe we are here already? Doesn't it feel like time has just flown past? I feel like every December I'm saying this, and it seems to go faster and faster, and maybe that's just the process of time. But every time we arrive at this season, I hear the word Advent, and I always wonder, wait, what does that mean again? I don't really remember. So I had to look it up, and we did a pretty good job with the reading, reminding us that it's an arrival, an ushering in of something, someone, or some important event. Well, of course, we know that in the Christian realm, we're talking about this arrival of Jesus, or that historical moment, finding the meaning, and metaphorically, metaphysically, we're looking at that Christ consciousness arriving. And when we think of the arrival of Christ consciousness, I kind of think we're better off describing it as a revival. The revival of Christ consciousness. It's that re-sparking we were talking about this morning for those who were here. That re-sparking, getting everybody invigorated again with that sense of who we are. That remembering of what's important. The holidays are really great for that. But for many, they can be a bit of a double-edged sword. On one edge, it's this sacredness, this celebration. And on the other, we can tend to feel stress and chaos. Travelers, and this contrast for some. For those who family doesn't necessarily feel like love. There's a lot of contrast happening in our world right now. We're feeling this ushering in, the excitement of life, being alive again, and also very aware of a lot of conflict, war, and intensity happening in many parts of the world. It is precisely, however, that contrast, the contrast between the intensity and the calm, between the perceived good and bad, that we actually do a lot of shifting and change. It's through conflict and difficulties often that we get a revealing of wounds and hidden things amongst the depth of ourselves that could use healing, could use reviving. It's through this reveal that we find our true healing and opens more space to take in more light. So, perfectly, it is through chaos that our peace is found. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. finding this peace even through the chaos. This time, we're going to look at it as a preparation, an opportunity to clear blocks, anything that might be standing in our way of absorbing this peace, of reviving that part of ourself and absorbing the light. I think it's perfect that our theme for this month is peace. More specifically, how we contribute to peace. So we're going to talk about how exactly do we become the peacemakers in our world. You know, what's interesting, actually, is initially I had started writing this talk last weekend. I know that I get pretty stressed out and I want to write a really good talk, and I do it throughout the week. I work during the day, and oftentimes 9-10 hours because I own a business, and you know how that is. You are the business. So then late at night is when I'm doing my writings, and it feels kind of like meanderings for a while. So I wrote this whole talk with the same description, essentially on some de-escalation techniques, active listening, a lot of active ways to be peace externally. And I felt pretty okay about it. And I thought, I'll just tweak it and, do some little bits later. Then come about Wednesday night when I was already feeling like, I'm pretty much done. I'm sitting on my couch. It's about 9 p.m. and I have this thought suddenly pop in. And Spirit says, keeping the peace? Keeping the peace? I said, what? Keeping the peace? Like it was a question. And I thought, keeping the peace? What does that mean? What do you mean? Yeah, keeping the peace. Keeping the peace? How about being at peace? I was like, what's the difference? Oh, keeping the peace. Oh, crap. Ah, dang it. And I realized, it's not about keeping the peace. I had to really think about what that means. Keeping the peace is often about keeping the calm. Just making sure nothing erupts, right? Now, I realize that's not the same as being at peace. Keeping the peace is about shifting others. And Spirit said, it's not about shifting others. I said, dang it. It's about demonstrating acceptance in conflict. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I don't like that. I don't like that. But it made it very clear that Spirit said it's about what Reverend Sophia had said the week prior. It's about being the eye of the storm. And I had to sit there in my kind of disruptedness for about 20 minutes, realizing that what Spirit was telling me, because every time I do a talk, it's revealing for me. As much as I both hate, love that, right? Something that I have to work on. It's speaking directly to me. All right, I heard you. I used to think it was my job to keep the peace. My parents fought a lot when I was younger. They had a very contentious marriage. Is what it is. I'm sure that some of you grew up in that home. And so I learned to be the peacekeeper. To mediate, to listen, to be there, to hear everybody, to calm things, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's great skills. I am who I am today and do what I do because of that. And I realized a lot of that was about regulating myself, about making sure that I felt okay and keeping the safety. It wasn't really fixing anything. I didn't have that power, right? I could never fix my parents' marriage. Just like you can never bring peace to someone else. I had to take a long time, and I'm still working on this concept of we help others help themselves find peace. And that in doing so, it's a lot about not resolving their stuff. It's simply not adding fuel to that flame. Not engaging, not reacting, and in fact, being our own peace. It's about being an agent of peace. And an agent, as we know, is a representative. They are not the fixers of everything. Your agent, your representative, doesn't come out and do the construction. They help facilitate it happening. They don't go in there and fix everything. They just set up the stage. So we are going to be a representative of spirit. We are going to be the catalyst, an agent for change by modeling that peace and by being the example of peace. Anybody ever read The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, Dan Millman? Right? It's a good one. It's a cute little story, and eventually it was made into a movie, and it's modeled after himself as the main character. It's about a gymnast named Dan, and he has a couple of brushes with death, and he really is trying to find peace for himself. He runs into a gas station attendant. He eventually calls Socrates, and he asks them to teach him. He's teaching him how to be a peaceful warrior. He has him learn to live in the present, balance his body through nutrition, movement, and breathing. He teaches him to meditate, control his thoughts, transmute his emotions, surrender, and let go. If you notice, he didn't teach him how to fix everybody else, how to solve peace around him, because that's not what we have control over. He taught him to have peace within himself. That's the way of a peaceful warrior. That's what we're learning to do. Because there's always going to be peace within, and there's always going to be chaos outside. We can control us. There's a great little story that exemplifies what true peace means, and it's called Picture of Peace. Very simple. There once was a king who offered a prize to the artist who would paint the best picture of peace. Many artists tried. The king looked at all of the pictures. There were really only two he liked, and he had to choose between them. One picture was of a calm lake. The lake was a perfect mirror for the peaceful, towering mountains all around. Overhead was a beautiful blue sky with fluffy white clouds. All who saw it said, "This is the perfect picture of peace." It inspired that feeling within all. The other picture had mountains too, but they were very rugged and bare. The sky above was angry, from which rain fell and which lightning played. Down the side of the mountain tumbled a foaming waterfall. It did not look peaceful at all. But when the king looked carefully, he saw that behind the waterfall there was a tiny bush growing in the cracks of the rock, and in that bush a mother bird had built her nest. There, in the midst of the rushing, angry water, sat the mother bird in her nest, in perfect peace. Which picture do you think received the prize? The king chose the second picture. Do you know why? Because in wanting to inspire his entire kingdom about how to be peaceful, he said, "Peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, where there is no trouble, or there is no hard work. Peace means to be in the midst of all of these things and still be calm in your heart. This is the real meaning of peace." This is what we are finding. We are finding this true meaning of peace, which is to be calm, tranquil, and at harmony within, no matter what happens around us. I found a really great quote in an article on a site called Reclaiming Zen that describes what being the agent of peace means. And it says, "To be an agent of peace is not to ignore or dismiss what's happening in the world. It's to face it fully and to choose to be the transmitter of compassion and ease." Let's look at that a little closer. It does not mean to ignore or dismiss what's happening in the world, which means we don't put our fingers in our ears. We don't shut our eyes and say, it's not happening. La, 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 la. Don't see it. Don't hear it. However, it says to face it fully. Face it fully does not mean that we fight for it. Does not mean we engage arguments about it. Does not mean we're going to sit and debate what's happening where we can't fix it. Facing it. When we face something fully, we are merely present with it. We observe it. We see it. We are asking ourselves to be the observer, to be present in the space of conflict. And then in that space to choose to be the transmitter of compassion and ease. So we stand and observe what's happening. And then amidst all that's happening, we transmit, meaning we give out the energy, the vibration, the attitude, the thoughts of compassion and of ease. This means to have distress tolerance. To be able to see others distressed. And instead of getting distressed and dysregulated ourselves, having to solve it, fixing it, just observing it and finding that peace within ourselves. It is not our kuleana. It's not our responsibility to fix everyone else's lives. Even as a therapist, that is not my job. I'm still working on it. But we cannot bring peace to anyone if we cannot have peace within ourselves. So as wild as it seems, in the midst of upset, the thing for you to do is to not be upset. To find stillness and listen to spirit. We must find that within ourselves, heal and balance anything that distresses us. That's for us to heal and feel. And be and live the embodiment of Christ. We ask ourselves, what truly would Spirit do? Be love, right? That's for us to do. And when we cannot, we examine that. We get curious about that. We heal what's ours. So, being this agent of peace, we get to decide, what is it not? Peace is not, and being this agent of peace is not placation. It's not placating people just to calm them down. It's not pretending that everything's okay. Fine, I'm fine. Who said that? Who's heard that? Yeah, I'm fine. That's not being an agent of peace. It's not hiding your truth. It's not hiding your truth. It's not stuffing your feelings. That's not what peace is either. It's not martyrdom and sacrifice. It doesn't make peace. It's not resignation and giving up, letting go. Fine, forget it. I guess I don't care. It's not caring. And it's not acting out of fear. All of us have done those in trying to keep peace. Sometimes this is what keeping peace looks like. I'll just shut up. Fine, I won't say anything. It's fine. No, you have it. It's fine. If we do not address what's upset within us, we have now made the conflict internal. We are not at peace. If you are not at peace, how are you an agent of peace? So peace can sometimes require bravery. This is what an agent of peace is. It is calm amidst chaos. It is vulnerability with bravery. It is genuineness. It is openness. It is acceptance to what is. It's a lot of personal healing. It's a lot of personal healing, reflection, and navigating our internal stuff. And it's rooting into faith, deep rooting into faith, that in this moment, all is well. It's being love and acceptance no matter what. Because we know that our higher self is always in a state of peace, always in communication with Spirit. We can always tap into that. And the more we grow spiritually, the closer we make that connection, the more we naturally become agents of peace. We have to have faith in the process and know that everything happening around us, even and actually more so, the things that upset us are creating and becoming agents for our own peacemaking, if we're willing to accept that. And we have to anchor into that knowing that Spirit is in everything that's happening to and for us. For those of you who have attended Sean's meditation group, you know that she's often teaching us to see that stream of consciousness that comes from Spirit right through the top of our head. She has us visualizing this light as this sparkly beam, which is kind of what we did in our meditation. This is a way of practicing our own healing, knowing that that spiritual love, that light, that energy, that conscious flow is always accessible. And we use this to clear and heal the blocks. Blocks are like bricks. They're like bricks that we hold on to in the river of stream of consciousness with Spirit. What happens when you're floating and somebody hands you a brick? What would happen? You're going to sink, right? You ain't going nowhere. You take on density, and it's hard to move. Our bricks are anything that's dense within us, anything that prevents movement. So it's going to be past pain, negativity, fear, unhealed trauma, any anxiety, busy making, anything that prevents us from living in that stream and flow with Spirit. Those are our bricks. So we want to release the bricks in whatever way possible. There is an article by Gideon Bergman on pathos.com that talked about peace metaphors, and it talked about using this idea of bandwidth. And he writes, if you've ever cried out, "The internet's too slow," then you instinctively understand the concept of limited bandwidth. Internet bandwidth is something that determines the amount of data that a device can receive. Congestion in the bandwidth equals less speed. But an uninterrupted flow of data equals more speed. The mind's bandwidth is similar because it's limited by conscious awareness. This is a stream of consciousness, and we can think about it like energy moving. The closer the stream is, the more we have openings for that, the more energy we can have. The more it's congested, it's looking like this. 1,000 competing thoughts coming in from all sides will lead to irritation and anxiety, whereas a few thoughts floating around, our awareness will make us feel calmer. I don't know about you, but just looking at that, there's like a tightness, right? That is not fun. The more crowded the bandwidth is, the less peace we experience. And the less crowded it is, the more peaceful we feel. To create moments of peace, the goal is to reduce the number of items in our bandwidth. Now, this is true consciously and subconsciously. Consciously meaning the amount of thoughts, the amount of things that we're worried about, thinking about, the amount of people we're concerned about. All of our ego-based stress. Subconsciously meaning the bricks, the blocks, the stories, the interpretation we have made below the surface. All of those things that come up throughout the day and make us go, "Ugh!" That's blocking your bandwidth. It's a brick blocking your flow. So we want to find a way to get back into this flow state. We want to float with Spirit. I looked up, what is it to be a peacemaker? the Bible talks about peace, being a peacemaker. And so I like to look at the metaphysical Bible. It tells us the metaphysics of that. What is the spiritual meaning? What's the metaphor? Let's look at that. So truthunity.net is a great place. You can search any term and they will pull up the metaphysical Bible reference. So I asked about peacemaker. This is what it said. A peacemaker is one who has the ability to say peace to turbulent waves of thought and have them obey. A peacemaker is one who reduces to peace and harmony all thoughts of strife, anger, and retaliation in his own mind. The ability to say peace to thoughts and have them obey entitles man to the sonship on Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Matthew 5:9. That literally said, to be a peacemaker, we are to control our thoughts. That this is an ability of Christ consciousness. To be able to filter our thoughts, to examine them, to choose the way we want to be, the way we want to think, how we want to feel, how we want to act. To control and choose our consciousness. These are Christed qualities. So, when we get triggered, because inevitably we do, we are human. When one of our bricks start to show, we have to remind ourselves that it is simply inviting us deeper. It's illuminating a part of us that is not healed. Triggers and activations are simply ways to point to our trauma. They simply point signs. Here is the next space for your healing. Here is where we could use more light. It's a loving showing of a place that needs healing. When we start to heal our heart, meaning when we take time, ouch, 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 to feel our ouches, to get curious about them, to examine them, to see what's coming up for us, we have a huge opportunity to reveal a gift that someone has just given us. An opportunity to add light into a space that needs it, illuminate our needs, and it can be a catalyst for change. So we're going to illuminate those spaces. When you feel that, whatever that is, take a moment, step away. Do some breathing and regulate your nervous system. Observe. Shine a light there and get curious. What was my automatic thought? I can't do that. How dare they? I cannot believe her. What was that automatic thought? What was it? Hear that. What's the story behind that? Where does that come from? Oh, that is interesting. Is that about my mother? Do I want that story? Is it helping me? Center back into truth. Even this coming up now is for me to observe. This illumines a space that I need more peace. Thank you, Spirit. And I am safe and I am well in the now. Center back into that peace. This is our healing journey. Through those moments of no peace is what's helping you find peace. Just as Sophia said, everything and everyone is an agent for our greatest good. It's deepening us into self-reflection, letting us illuminate and find deeper self-love so that we can be the love. Have faith that knowing that this is the awakening process and you did sign up for the journey. You are here as the way shower. Believe in yourself as that way shower. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Anyone hear of epigenetics? Yeah, we talk a lot now about how actually trauma can be passed down in our DNA through our lineage, that our experiences exist from generation to generation to be healed. And what epigenetics talks about is that it studies changes in gene expression caused by interactions in the environment. And what's pretty cool about all of this is when we change, when we heal, we do have the ability to turn off or turn on gene expressions to actually help heal our disease. And when we heal, we create a new vibration in the environment, thus creating a new environment of change. When you heal you, you produce the space for others to help heal themselves. Your own healing is the best healing you can give anyone. So let's affirm this together. My inner peace transforms my outer world. And this is the truth. So go about your week, and I want you to, we lost a slide. That's okay. It's just a beautiful hand with a dove releasing into the world. So just imagine that. You can see it. I know you can see it. Notice where there is no peace this week. Take notice of those moments, knowing that that is a gift for you. And in those moments where there is no peace, practice regulating yourself, getting curious about what came up for you, and return to that space of that beautiful waterfall, that stream of peace. And remember, it is an opportunity to anchor deeper into spiritual awareness and revive your true divine nature. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kayla. She remembered her coffee this week. That was wonderful, Kayla. All peace begins within ourselves. We can't change anybody else. We can only change ourselves. All right. Now's the time in our service. I've been saying that a lot today. When we give our tithes and offerings in support of this ministry, the ways which you can make your donation, for which we are abundantly grateful, will appear on the screen. For those attending service, the ushers will pass around the tithing bowls. So if you will please take your gift in your hand and join me in saying the offertory prayer on the screen. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. So it is. And now we have a little bit more music from Jaylyn, so let me get her up on the screen.
Good. Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Jaylyn once again. Thank you so much, Kayla, for that amazing message. I definitely needed that this week. And I believe this song also represents finding peace within yourself amongst chaos, and just realizing that we are all going through different parts of chaos in our life, and that we can together find peace by knowing that we're all the same. This is called All the Same. Everybody's on a competition, risking you asked for the upper hand, fighting each other for attention. How much a war can a world withstand? I don't know all the answers, why we're all on a different page. Heaven knows, there's no first or last when we're all in a human race. Don't you know we're all the same? Don't you know that everybody wants to be loved? Don't you know we're all afraid sometimes? Understand that everybody bleeds on their cut. Don't you know we're all the same? Don't you know we're all the same? same. Don't you know that everybody wants to be loved? Don't you know we're all afraid sometimes? Understand that everybody bleeds on their cut. Don't you know we're all the same? Don't you know we're all the same? Don't you know we're all the same? At the end of the day, we're all the same. Thank you. Aloha.
Thank you so much, Jalen. That was wonderful. Let's bless these offerings. You can do so by joining me in saying our offertory blessing. Through Spirit, we know that as we give, so shall we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this center, in our communities, and in our community. And so it is. All right. Okay, now I have some announcements. Let's see here. Unity of Kona is first and foremost a prayer ministry. We all know that prayer works in our lives. There are prayer request forms in the back of the sanctuary. You can fill those out and you can put them in the box back there. They're prayed over weekly by our chaplains and then sent on to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of continuous prayer. You can also download the new Be Unity app, which allows you to submit prayer requests directly to Silent Unity, watch inspirational and meditative videos, and access hundreds of articles. Next Sunday, our guest speaker is Reverend Sophia, and her topic is Beyond the Manger, the Cosmic Christ in Us All. Moving beyond the literal story of Jesus' birth, we will dive into the universal energy of the Christ Spirit, a force that transcends time and space, inviting all humanity to embrace boundless love and wisdom. Our guest musician is Kona Blend. And now I have some specific announcements for today. Team member of the month, congratulations, Shelly Gress. Mahalo, Shelly, for your loving service and devotion to our ministry. We are blessed to have you at Unity of Kona. Shelly sings in our choir and always helps with Circulation Day. She helps prepare for sound bath service and brings a sunny and loving attitude. Her willingness to offer whatever support is needed and share her time and talents are greatly appreciated. You are a bright light for all to see. We are grateful for your spirit of aloha. We love you, Shelly. Thank you so much. Today is Birthday Sunday. We would like to acknowledge everyone who has a birthday this month by saying we celebrate you and we wish you a day full and year full of many blessings. Happy birthday. Ha'ole laha now. Today at noon, we'll have a singing bowl healing service and individual energy healings. We hope that you can stay and join us for that. That'll be facilitated by Kayla and myself. And join us tomorrow and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. for the Community Ukulele Kani Kapila style jam sessions. From beginner to experts here in the sanctuary. So bring your ook. We have some available to borrow. And come to learn, play, and share. Self-Healing and Meditation and Discovery, hosted by Sean, is canceled this week and will resume Tuesday, December 19th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing you. Next Sunday at noon, Denise Bliss will host a Crystal Chakra Healing session. The Crystal Chakra Healing session is designed to bring balance and healing to your chakras in using a combination of crystals, music, and Reiki. Participants should bring a yoga mat, a pillow, and whatever else will be needed to be comfortable. Some may be available for use on a limited basis. As you all know, it takes a village to run our spiritual center, and we appreciate everyone kindly consider supporting Unity of Kona by becoming a contributor and sharing your time, talent, and treasure. There are several sign-up sheets in the back of the sanctuary, and there is food sign-up up above. So please consider signing up for any of those along with the refreshment sign-up sheet upstairs. Read the thing, Patrick. Okay, and so now we're going to close out our service, so if you wouldn't mind, please standing and forming a circle behind the cameras there. And Dondi is going to lead us in Let There Be Peace on Earth and Aloha Oe. And there we go.
was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Perfect harmony.
Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joy as well. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous week, everyone. Feel free to stay for refreshments and fellowship afterwards. And of course, we have the healing service coming up at noon. And until we meet again, we'll sing Aloha Oi.
Aloha oi, aloha oi, eke ona ona no i kalipo. One fond embrace, ahoy ahea, until we meet again.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, and have a wonderful week.